Hey, it's Robert with you again, and in this episode, I will be discussing the second half of 2020. Many are speculating, will home prices start to come down? Is the demand starting to taper off? Perhaps, are we going to see a housing crisis in the later part of 2020? Well, in this episode, I'll discuss what the experts are saying, coming up with you right now. One of the biggest questions on everyone's minds these days is what's going to happen to the housing market in the second half of the year. Many economists are revising their forecasts for the remainder of the year 2020. And I gotta say, the outlook is looking extremely encouraging. Here's a look at what some experts are saying about some key areas that will power the industry and the economy forward for the remainder of this year. First, let's discuss mortgage purchase originations. Joel Kahn from the Mortgage Bankers Association says, and I quote, "The recovery in housing is happening faster than expected. We anticipated a drop-off in quarter three, but we don't think that's the case anymore. We revised our quarter three numbers higher. Before we predicted a 2% decline in purchase originations in 2020, now we think there will be a 2% growth this year." So what the MBA is saying in plain English is when they actually expected a decline for the third quarter of this year, which we're currently in, actually what has happened is an increase and growth instead. Now onto the area of home sales. Lawrence Young, chief economist of the National Association of Realtors, says, and I quote, "Sales completed in May reflect contract signings in March and April, during the strictest times of the pandemic lockdown and hence the cyclical low point. Home sales will surely rise in the upcoming months with the economy reopening and could even surpass 1 year ago figures in the second half of this year." Now, Lawrence Young is the chief economist that many experts look to. He is the expert of the experts when it comes to forecasts and projections of home sales and the housing market. And what he's saying in plain English, that the numbers and figures we'll see in the second or later part of this year will actually surpass the numbers of 2019 when compared year over year. Now, looking at the area of inventory, the senior economist at Realtor.com said, and I quote, "We can project that the next few months will see a slow yet steady improvement in new inventory. We projected a stepped improvement for the May through August months, followed by a return to historical trend for the September through December timeframe." What does this mean in plain English? They predicted that there was going to be a steady but slower improvement in the coming months, and it would go back to normal numbers compared to last year. However, that prediction has changed, and they predict it's going to be a much better improvement than expected. And looking at one of the very important areas, which is mortgage rates, Freddie Mac said, and I quote, "Going forward, we forecast the 30-year fixed rate mortgage to remain low, falling to a yearly average of 3.4% in 2020 and 3.2% in 2021. So Freddie Mac is actually forecasting that the interest rates will get lower than what they are even currently, which are historic lows. That's only going to drum up more demand, and more demand is going to mean a healthier housing market. And finally, the last area, which is new construction, which is always a great indicator of what's to come. Doug Duncan, chief economist of Fannie Mae, said, and I quote, "The weaker than expected single-family starts number may be a matter of timing, as single-family permits jumped by a stronger 11.9%. In addition, the number of authorized single-family units not yet started rose 5.4% to the highest levels since 2008. This suggests that a significant acceleration in new construction will likely occur. So what does this mean in plain English? New constructions for single-family units that haven't even started has risen, which means we're going to have more new homes coming onto the market, new inventory coming up now and into the future. That means there's going to be more inventory, hopefully to satisfy the strong demand that we currently see in the housing market. Bottom line, the experts are optimistic about the second half of this year. If you paused your real estate plans in the spring, well, let me tell you, now is a good time to jump into the market. Whether you're selling or buying, take advantage of the low interest rates and take advantage of the momentum moving forward. If you have any particular questions specific to your area, community, or neighborhood, please reach out. I am happy to answer any questions. My number is 754-273-5573. It's been a pleasure to put out videos every week, and the overwhelming response has been amazing. If you're looking at relocating to South Florida or looking to move within South Florida, whether Miami, Broward, or Palm Beach County, please reach out. I'd love to make that transition easier for you. And if you are enjoying this video, don't forget, hit that like button. And for future content, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on new content that comes out every week. Until next time, stay safe.